you talked a little bit on Dave's show about your screenplay.
Yes. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure.
That's been an interesting journey that you are, directly involved with.
Yeah, I think it's going to be great.
We've been building this together for a couple of years now. And I distinctly remember, I had pitched to a producer in Hollywood 3 ideas for a TV show. And he was, the first 2 were just instant no's. And then the third one was based on, I called it an abstraction of a workplace comedy based on my experiences at Barstool Sports. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. And then we fleshed that out. He brought it to, and we can say Happy Madison.
Okay, yeah.
Which is Adam Sandler's production company. They took it. They brought it to a studio who also took it. And then the next challenge was getting you and Dave to sign off on it. And that was really intimidating for me.
Yeah, that was interesting. Because when you came in with it, I was like, oh my God, that fucking guy is going to steal our story and sell it for himself. But you guys didn't. You were great about it.
I mean, it was interesting when you told me later on that you and Dave both wondered if I was trying to fuck you guys over. Mm-hmm. Because
most people who we've fired have tried to fuck us over.
I get that, but
in our defense.
I get that. But I didn't think I had the power to do that.
It's so funny.
I didn't see, what I mean?
You just didn't see it that way.
Yeah, I was always so intimidated by you guys. I was the dog that you guys had kind of kicked out of the house for my own doing. But I was very sheepish and very deferential. And I was always worried of any time. It was as if people, by the way, wanted me to say something bad about every
the people
podcast.
You pitched, or when you
I'm
were
saying
outside?
Just out in the world, every podcast that you go on, everyone wants to stir up
question,
beef.
Yeah.
What was that like? And it's the first thing. And I remember Dave being like, well, he's talked about it, everyone. It's because that's the question everyone asks me.
Yeah.
But
they want their own page views.
Exactly. But, we knew, I think, that we couldn't do it without you guys. Of course, this is your story. And as the show evolved in terms of the idea, obviously, I think it was more the Dave and Erica story that seemed the most compelling.
Yeah, it's interesting what people want.
Yeah.
The politics of getting a show made in Hollywood, I think, is super...
Right.
That's been very eye-opening, how slow that process
is. It's frustrating. And, we've had all these updates and lots of time will go by between the next phase of it, and we've kind of just been inching it forward. And we thought we had a big breakthrough, and then that sort of, the timing wasn't right, and now we're in this interesting place, and I mean, it's very hard for me to know where things stand. Do you think it gets
made? If you're a betting person.
I want to say yes.
Yeah.
I don't see why it wouldn't. But I've just been so naive all along.
Yeah.
This is the first project I've had that was in that world
out of your control
of Hollywood, and I don't know when the right time is for this. I thought it was right now.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's entirely possible that we'll get a call tomorrow.
Yeah, totally.
That says, hey, we've added this actor to play Dave. We've added this actor to play Erica. This director got interested, and Netflix is. Yeah.
I think it's so chance. That's why it takes so long. It's relationships and the moment. It's funny, and we're so agnostic of a moment because we are the moment in a lot of ways. It just shit happens around here. And in Hollywood it's different, where it's who do you know, and you got to work the relationship, and you got to gauge the mood. But that'll be interesting. I hope it gets made. Me
too. And I appreciate your patience with it. And now in the midst of it, I got hired back here, and it's been a sort of challenging tightrope for me where I don't want to give you false hope, but
about the screenplay,
about the show, the show.
Who cares? That's not on you.
Sure, but you once you once came down on me.
Oh, I did?
Do you remember?
No.
Over the special.
I did? Why?
And rightfully so.
I don't remember.
Because I was sort of negotiating for what I thought I should make.
Oh, in the deal?
I'm talking about the stand-up special I did at the Wilbur.
Oh, the stand-up special. All right. Rewind.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
This was in Arrogant Francis era.
Yes, this was.
I did buy you a pair of shoes. So.
You did. Really nice.
Very
Ferragamos.
nice shoes. Yes. I lost so much fucking money on that show, I'll just tell you.
I know. And I'm sorry about that.
That's okay. It was a good show.
I did my best.
Yep. I love you on the piano. You're so great on the piano.
Thank you. We were you got mad at me, and I needed to be smacked a little bit.
Yeah.
But that was the sort of the first in a series of things that really put me on the chopping block in a way. And that was when I realized, you are a very kind person and very approachable. Mm-hmm. But I had a question for you today, which was, if you had to say, who do you think is more intimidating here, you or Dave? What's your answer to that?
Oh, Dave.
See, I
would
have said you.
Why?
Because I've experienced.
Oh, like getting bitten by me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. It's not great.
Yeah.
But then I'm over. Well, he's like that too. When Dave barks,
right,
and it's scary. I don't bark, and I'm not scary, but then I'll bite.
There's something about...
And we both get over it.
Yes. There's something about being yelled at by Dave where you've seen it happen so many times. And you're like, well, part of this is probably content. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of venom coming out right now. Whereas you are... I was like, nobody should ever underestimate Erica. And by the way, I mean this.
That's nice.
Out of
I'll
respect.
Take it. Yeah, I'll take it.
Because you are so charming, and you have, when you come into the office, you say hi to everyone. There's this warmth, and there's togetherness, and you truly cultivate an atmosphere of like support. My door's always open. All of that. But that day, I learned like.
Hey, when I don't like something, I really don't like it.
Do not step out of line with Erica. That was a mistake.
But we're back.
Yeah. Yeah. And so to return to this show,
okay.
I hope it gets made. I think it is a question of timing. And what I've learned too is that, even if something takes years, it doesn't mean it's dead.
It just takes years.
Do you know The Queen's Gambit?
Yes.
Did you watch that?
Yep.
Such a great show. That guy was trying to get that show made for a decade.
Yeah, 100%.
A decade.
Yeah.
And finally, I guess the moment arrived where people were like, hey, people like chess right now.
Yeah.
Let's
make that show.
Let's make that show.
Number
one on Netflix.
It's incredible.
Squid Game. That guy in Korea was trying to make that show for his I think
it was like 17 years.
Yes, 20 years, something like that. So
it could happen.
You just never know. I think timing's a lot of it, and getting the right people involved and all of that, and also what a buyer might be looking for. Yeah. Like, hey, we don't have a workplace comedy that has a built-in audience, all of that.